On a hot summer day on August 11th, 2008. It was vacation. My friend and I were sitting at home and were bored, thinking about what to do with ourselves. And suddenly it occurred to me to go to the sea. We lived in a sunny southern city. My grandfather lived near the sea and it took about 40 minutes to drive. Two boys were traveling with us on the bus. And, yes, our acquaintance happened in transport. Honestly, I wouldn't do this in the present tense. But at 16 everything happened somehow boldly and carefree. While we were standing at the bus stop, we saw them approach. We immediately drew attention to them, given that this route is rarely used by people who speak Russian, and I can honestly say that the idea to meet each other appeared. While one of them was sleeping all the way, we started talking with his friend. A common language was found easily and immediately. We were driving, as it turned out, to the same village. And it's strange that we didn't meet earlier, because they, like me, have been going there since childhood. And all these years we rested with them within a 5-minute walk of each other. But I am sure that everything actually happens at the right time. We exchanged phone numbers. We agreed to see each other again, and the very next day we went to the beach together. We walked in the evening. Since this all started, and it continues to this day, none of us knew, and could not know, that on that day we found true friends and true love. So, the one who slept the whole way was, to put it mildly, I wouldn't call him a skeptic at all, but he didn't believe in love at all, never loved, and in principle girls were, roughly speaking, an object for him entertainment. But we were of little interest in this. We all became very friends, and nothing more was planned or thought. We had a lot of fun together. So 4 months passed. 4 months of friendship and communication. Time was moving towards the new year. One afternoon he called and invited me for a walk. This did not cause any suspicion, because it was not the first time. We were friends. But what he said at the meeting came as a surprise to me, and a surprise, to put it mildly. He confessed his love to me. My first reaction was that I didn't believe him. Of course, after such loud words as there is no love, and in general I was not ready for any relationship. I can honestly say that at 16 I didn't think about this, and, in principle, his sudden love did not inspire any confidence. We talked about everything and decided to communicate further and see what happens, but nothing worked out. Just before the new year, I realized that I felt nothing but friendly feelings, and I could not completely trust him. And for a while it was all over. But then, 10 years ago, he actually understood and realized that this was not just friendship, but the first and truest love, that everything is too serious. 3 months passed. He wrote, "Our communication has been restored." We decided to meet and went together to the very village where it all began. We walked, talked about everything in the world, laughed. I was a little cold. He covered my shoulders with his shirt. It was cozy, comfortable and fun. And the next day he wrote me a message that nothing had gone away for him, that he still loved me, that it was worth trying again, and everything seems fine. You might even think romantically. But my heart again did not respond. I can't answer why, but I think everyone will understand that this happens. And even more so, due to a number of circumstances. I had to move to another city, to another country in the summer, and still nothing would come of it. There were too many reasons, and with this our communication stopped again. 6 months have passed since I left, and now it's another new year, and I again receive a message from him. Not again, but all over again, starting all over again. Conversations, confessions. And when I came on a long vacation to my hometown, we saw each other. Initially everything didn't work out as usual. We had a fight. But what I'm going to say now will sound strange, and I still don't understand how this could happen in one split second. But something turned upside down in me. It took 2 years for me to realize that everything is not so simple. And then 8 years ago I realized with all my heart and head that I didn't want to lose this person. That friendly feelings have become more than just friendship. And after that everything moved too quickly. We couldn't part even for one day. We spent 6 months together. An amazing 6 months that changed something in us forever. but due to the fact that I needed to go back, I could not stay. So after some time we decided to separate. Because we understood that we were 18 to 19 years old. There was no ground under our feet. There were many years of study ahead, and none of us would be able to move for the next 5 or 6 years. Yes, we could be together at a distance. Love, feelings. But sooner or later it would end even worse. This adult decision was important and correct. We kept in touch periodically. We still didn't become enemies. But 2 years later they stopped communicating completely. The only thing that connected us was that we had common close friends who did not let us completely forget about each other. And they heard something about his life, and he about mine. During this time, I did not find personal happiness. And not because I didn't want to. It just didn't work out. It didn't work out. For me, this whole story with him seemed like a forgotten past for a long time, and in general it seemed like it had never happened. But in the depths of my soul I understood and knew that after him I was not able to experience something like this. And I thought that I would never experience it again. That I've become too cold, but not because of him. He had long ago become alien and unreal. I thought so until a certain time. Things didn't work out for him during this time either, but he couldn't forget me, and he was looking for a meeting to understand whether things weren't working out because of me, or if that wasn't the reason. When I flew to my native place, I asked my friends not to tell him about it. It seemed to me that this did not make sense, that everything was over long ago, and there was no point in starting any communication in a new way. So 7 years passed. We didn't see each other. We didn't talk at all for 5 years. Time zones. Runways. On April 15, 2017, I arrived on another vacation to visit my family, and yet, strangely and spontaneously, thanks to our mutual friends, our meeting took place. No matter how fabulous it may sound, at first glance we realized that nothing had happened. We hugged, and I heard something click, as if a key was turning in a lock, and it became warm. Believe me, I'm not a romantic. I never believed in such things, and I thought that such things happen in films, but not in life. And we, however, at first thought, well, no, it's just nostalgia and stuff like that. But in 2 weeks of time spent together, everything became so clear that we could no longer part. And nothing had worked out for us or anyone else before, because we occupied a special place in each other's hearts. Before I left, he told me that he loved me, that his intentions were serious, that he didn't want to lose me again. He said that he understood everything, made up his mind, sees his future only with me, and will strive for this future, leaving no chance for an alternative. True, I didn't fully believe that all this was for real. I thought that I would fly away, and again everything would be as it was then, 7 years ago. Moreover, they had to be separated for a year or more. It took me 3 months of communication and 3 months of distance to realize to the core that everything is different now. Now we are no longer children, and we know what to do. We didn't know that this could happen in life. We didn't plan this. We didn't think this would happen. What will happen 7 years later? But it happened, and happiness overflows and flows through the veins. No matter how many years have passed since we found each other again, I believe that true love does not die, and if it dies, it was not love. Now we are already engaged. Now I said yes to that very important question. And we are waiting for a magical moment and day of our lives. There is very little left to be together forever. Without this distance, without these meetings once every 2 months, every day, minute, we miss you, in touch every day. We have been in different countries for more than a year. We often fought. We overcame various trials, but all this only made our feelings stronger. I look at the ring on my ring finger, look into his eyes, and still can't believe that it all happened like this. That all dreams come true. They don't come true every day. They come true when it's needed, even in a year, 2, 10 years. But everything will happen. The main thing is to believe. There has already been so much evidence of this in my life, and distance should not interfere with the present, because there are no distances. There are only fears and excuses, and no matter what distance separates us, We just need to move forward, not give up, love our loved one, because as long as we are together, nothing is impossible for us. Our story has several parts: the beginning, the middle, and the continuation. We are each other's past, present, and future, which we wish with every part of our soul and heart. And the continuation is that on December 29th, 2018, we got married. And today is exactly 1 month since our wedding, a month since we are just moving away from this bright event in our lives. We don't believe that we did it after all, that we've gone through so much, so many years, a year and a half away, and in the end we are finally together. We don't know what awaits us next, but we know for sure that you can't run away from fate. You can't fly away. You can't swim away. There's just a time for everything in life. And the older I get, the more I believe that everything happens at the right time, in the right place, at the right moment. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this story. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel to be the first to hear about our next story.